name is Kayla, and I am a graduate coach here at Ingenious Prep. I attended the University of Michigan from 2015 to 2019, so today I wanted to give my tips and my insight on how to get into University of Michigan and how I did it. So first I want to start off just by kind of talking about the culture of the University of Michigan. I think it's really important to keep in mind when you're applying to schools what kind of students they accept and what kind of students are already on campus and kind of the culture that the school is trying to build on their campus. So for what I can say for University of Michigan is I would say the culture is very community oriented. Student organizations and clubs play a huge part in the culture. There are literally hundreds of clubs on campus and more are made every year. I would say from my experience, it's very rare to meet a student who's not part of at least one club, and I had several friends who were involved in founding clubs, and most of my friends were involved in leadership in their organizations as well. So I would say just keep that in mind when you're building your school list and also writing your application for the University of Michigan, that the type of students they're looking for are very involved and they're very passionate about the activities that they do. So moving forward from there, I'll kind of go through what my application looked like and kind of what advice I have there. So starting with academics, I had a 4.2 weighted GPA. The weighted came from the AP tests and classes that I took. So AP Lit, AP Comp, AP Stats, and AP Psych. I would say take as many AP and honors classes that you can. If you're interested in a school like U of M, it's very competitive academically, so you'll want to make sure your GPA is boosted as much as possible and you're taking classes that make your transcript look really competitive with other students in your school. As for testing, I took the ACT and received a 32 on my second try. So really the point here being make sure you're looking at the median numbers for U of M and make sure you're meeting those numbers or exceeding them for the best chance of getting in. So moving on to the rest of the application, I'll start first with the activities list. Like I mentioned, U of M is really community oriented, so I think this is really important. On my activities list, I had things like band, which I did for all 4 years, drama club, which I did for all 4 years. Both of those had leadership positions, which really helped me. I also did dance for about 10 years. I was involved in student newspaper, where I also had a leadership position and received some awards. So you can kind of see a theme building here. I was very involved in the arts. I wasn't much of a STEM person, much of a science person, and you can kind of see that through my application, through which AP classes I was taking and my activities. So those were the types of activities I participated in, and I made sure to heavily emphasize those that I was involved in for longer, and also that I was a leader in. The motto at U of M is leaders and best, so anything you can do to emphasize your leadership positions is really helpful. And my honor section came in here as well. I included newspaper awards, some orchestra awards, band awards, and also some academic awards as well. The other important part of the application obviously is your essays. So for my personal statement, I wrote about my love of books and bookstores. It might not sound very exciting. It wasn't, a huge moment in my life that I talked about, but it did, go along with the theme of my application of loving reading and loving writing and wanting to continue that into college. In my supplemental essays, I focused a lot on the student organizations I was a part of. So one of the supplemental essays for the University of Michigan asks you how you want to be involved on campus. And if there's one club you could join in college, what would you join? I personally talked about wanting to join student newspaper, the Michigan Daily, because that's something I did in high school that I really enjoyed. And I also wanted to study communications and marketing in college. So that obviously goes along with that theme. So I would just make sure for this supplemental essay specifically to take advantage of it heavily, to do your research. There is a full list of student organizations online. It's called Maze Pages. If you just look at U of M's website, you'll find it. I would highly recommend doing your research, looking at clubs that you're interested in, and talking about how you could add to them and what that club would do for you. And that's really my biggest advice for the U of M application as a whole, is talking about how you can add to the campus and Leaders in Best Culture, and what it will do for you in the future, how going to U of M will benefit you as an alumni, and how you will use that status. So I hope this helps, and as always, go blue.